guys, I am Chris Kaler.
And I'm Amber Foster Kyuujin cosplay, and today we're back at you guys with the Queen's Gambit, episode 3.
Last episode, Beth got adopted by a lovely couple with no issues whatsoever.
Yeah, the perfect adopted family, you know?
They had a baby before and they lost it, and then it seems like the couple just fell apart, and the mother seems actually decent, although she has many vices and many problems that she's trying to deal with, you know, after the death of her baby. But the husband, especially considering also the power, you know, that the husband used to have and the woman had to follow and stuff. The husband had all the money, all the decisions, and he basically spent his time away.
Yeah.
And
Away.
he decided to stay away.
Away.
No, away. He's left.
No, I know.
He's not coming back. So they were left together. It didn't look good. Like, she's on pills and she's alcoholic. And Beth is just trying to play chess and survive high school. Well, survive high school and trying to be accepted, even though she was already pushed in outcast category. So it didn't look good on that front. But then she found a chess tournament.
Yes, and now that the mom know that our new daughter is really, really good at chess, and there's money,
Pesos.
prize money.
Yes.
She's invested in our new passion, and our daughter's passion. So, yay!
Well, yeah. Depending on where that new interest for chess is gonna take them both, it could be good, or she could be using her for money. I will pray that she stays good because I think she's actually decent. So that'd be nice. But yeah, let's jump in this episode and see how, because they're going to Cincinnati. That's what it says. Cincinnati for a new chess tournament that is, the first prize is $500, I think.
I don't remember.
Anyway, it's bigger than what she won at her first tournament. So hopefully it all goes well. Let's jump in this episode and see.
All right.
Let's go.
You got a cigarette there? Sorry, Paul.
We could get used to this lifestyle.
I asked for a pleasant room, and I believe they gave me one.
It is nice. It is fun to be in a hotel room, to be honest with you guys.
Yeah.
When we used to go to some for our own convention, it's always nice to see new type of rooms and just lying on the beds.
It's
so
the freedom.
comfortable, you know.
It's the freedom of knowing you don't have to clean after.
Guy takes one look at this.
How does he still look like
pays
he's
up 20 bucks.
14 or
The
something?
Caro Khan defense, genuine
Some
bummer.
people are like that,
What's
I
wrong with
guess.
Caro Khan?
It's all pawns, no hope.
I take the knight. If you take his knight, then you double his pawns.
Big deal. Like I said, it's all pawns. Let me show you how you went with black. What does white do here?
Queen takes pawn.
Takes pawn. Rook to king 8. Check. Queen falls.
That's Mrs. Rashevsky.
Yeah.
From the 30s.
Very good. Margate, 1935.
White played rook to Queen 1.
What else has he got?
Good competition.
Great minds.
You know what?
Kind of like her own.
We're just
I think he is a grandmaster, is he?
some old friends.
I've seen it in the thumbnail, so yeah.
No, but doesn't mean he's a grandmaster, but he was on the cover of the magazine.
You know what I mean?
Beth Harmon.
Shit.
Well, she's the Kentucky champion, so yeah.
She's the killer queen.
That makes our total expenses so far $172.30.
Which leaves over $300.
Beth, I was thinking, perhaps you could give me 10% as an agent's commission.
What are you doing? Why?
Let's make it 15%. Which would be $49.54.
I don't like
They
this.
told me at Methuen you were marvelous at math.
Well, okay. If Beth is okay with that, I can understand.
A parent trying to, you know, have a share of their child's money is never a good idea. Not for me.
Yeah, but technically she's the only one who can bring money to the household. You know?
I just hope he doesn't bring problems.
How's your meal?
It might be the best Christmas I've ever had.
Don't start with that.
We know where that leads.
It's good.
See, that's the same with the money thing. We introduce something that's harmless for now, but that could definitely lead to something bad later.
That's it, honey. Hold it up so we can see it.
So can you tell the readers of life how it feels? To be a girl among all those men.
She is a girl in a
I
man's
don't
world.
mind it.
Isn't it intimidating? When I was a girl, I wasn't allowed to be competitive. I played with dolls.
Chess isn't always competitive.
No, but you play to win.
Chess can also be
What?
beautiful.
I imagine.
Jesus, how many fucking photos
It
do you
must
need?
have been such a distraction from life in such a depressing place. I mean, you must have been very lonely.
I'm fine being alone.
Do you imagine that you saw the king as a father and the queen as a mother? I mean, one to attack, one to protect.
They're just pieces.
Pawns for me
And
to
anyway, it
use.
was the board I noticed first.
The board.
It's an entire world of just 64 squares. I feel safe in it. I can control it. I can dominate it. And it's predictable.
Considering her past, it makes a lot of sense.
Elizabeth, have you ever heard of something called apophenia?
No, what's that?
It's the finding of pattern or meaning where other people don't. Sometimes people with this condition get feelings of revelation or ecstasies. Creativity and psychosis often go hand in hand.
Thanks,
For
woman.
that matter, genius and madness.
You think I'm crazy?
No, of course not.
I think
I
that's
was just
enough.
asking.
Yeah, me
Beth
too.
has homework to finish.
No matter if there's truth behind what she said,
That's not the time nor place.
No.
It was an honor.
With some people, chess is a pastime. With others, it is a compulsion, even an addiction. And every now and then, a person comes along for whom it is a birthright. Now and then, a small boy appears and dazzles us with his precocity at what may be the world's most difficult game. But what if that
She's
boy
got a
were a girl?
present.
We start at the chess club.
Into the male-dominated world of the nation's top chess
She's a
tournaments
celebrity.
strolls a
becoming the
teenage
hit
girl
girl at
with
school.
bright, intense eyes from Fairfield High School in Lexington, Kentucky. Beth Harmon.
Is she gonna be sick?
Where was I? It's all Greek all of a sudden.
It's okay. I've heard enough.
Sick as in really, really sick?
My body is so.
It's mostly about my being a girl.
Well, you are one.
Shouldn't be that important.
I
They
agree.
didn't print half the things I've said. They didn't tell about Mr. Scheibel, and they didn't say anything about how I play the Sicilian.
Beth, dear, it makes you a celebrity.
Yeah, for being a girl.
For being a girl who dares try to do something in a man's world.
Did you ever think maybe it's...
Las Vegas. Honestly, for a TV show, they did wonders with recreating sets like that. I know it's probably a lot of green screens and shit, but it looks good.
What about, what's his name, the one you told me about? Bobby something?
Benny? Watts?
Yes, him.
No losses, but one draw.
Queen's Gambit declined is so well respected.
I've seen him a couple of times.
Slop is just-
It's always
He
fun.
doesn't look imposing like his look is supposed to,
No,
you know.
but with the way that is,
Some people say he's the most
It's-
talented American player since Morphy.
He's the Dudley from last episode.
it's just that he's confident in himself, you know.
He knows he's good.
I've seen a picture of him at 13 in front of a whole bunch of sailors. He played against the entire team at Annapolis without losing a game.
Sounds like someone else I know.
He's the male her.
When I was 9, I was playing Mr. Scheibel in the basement. Anyway, I'm not afraid of him.
I don't suppose there's anyone you're afraid of.
And the only difference is that she got introduced to chess
There's one
later
guy
in
that scares
life.
me. The Russian. Morkov.
She needs to deal with him and then move on to a Russian. Or D-Russian.
You're Beth Harmon. I saw a piece of Life. The game they printed, that was a pretty one. The one with you and Beltic.
Thank you.
I want to see them
Should've
go against
castled.
each other.
In your game with Beltic.
I needed to get the rook out.
I know you could have lost your advantage. He plays pawn takes pawn. You can't take back.
Wait a minute.
I can. I got in the German. I gotta go play. But set it up. Think it out.
I don't want to set it up and think it out.
I'm the better genius.
He saw weakness in her game.
But she never saw one though, so he's calling her out on a possible weakness. But then she's obsessed with, you know, being the best at this, so...
Beltic could have beat me. But he didn't. But he could have. What's worse is I didn't even see it.
So if it was the other guy who had played her, it would have been over.
He knows nothing about. I was so proud of myself when I found an error in a Morphe game, and now someone's done it to me.
Stop thinking about what might have happened in the past and get some sleep.
It's true though that it's done. You need to move on. Practice.
Learn from what you did. Try to correct it for the next game.
And that makes me really excited for when she plays that guy.
She's gonna be extra cautious.
Or extra drugged.
Yay! Thumbnail, guys!
On a bishop 4, right?
Yes.
If he loses though, that's gonna feel great.
Unless maybe it's gonna be the first time that she loses a game, but I don't know.
We thought so last episode. I'm rooting for her.
I'm rooting for her, but in a way, I'm
It'd be
kind
great,
of rooting
yeah.
for him because
She kinda
sometimes
needs
it's
a
good
loss.
to lose, you know?
To learn from your mistake.
I thought he could see what I was planning. I
So
thought he could hear my heart beating and know how panicked I was.
So she got him. She's saying that because she got him.
I still had time to get out of it. But he took the piece, just as I planned.
You don't want your opponent to go.
I went into that game with a perfect score. Benny had 2 draws, so a draw would give me the title. I wanted to win. I wanted to hammer his weaknesses. I wanted to show that fucking pirate that I could beat him, even though I didn't play the way he thought I should.
Yeah, because he insulted her.
He captured my center pawn, my protected pawn, the pawn that had held his queen to her corner for most of the game. And then I saw what it meant. With the pawn gone, I was open to a rook-bishop mate because of the bishop on the open diagonal. I could protect my retreating knight by moving one of the rooks over, but the protection wouldn't last because his fucking innocent-looking knight would block my king's escape. The more I looked, the worse it all became.
So she lost.
It was brutal. It's the kind of thing I did to other people. The kind of thing that Morphe did, and I missed it. I'd been thinking about doubled pawns.
You were thinking about winning.
Yeah. She didn't want to settle, so she lost.
She resigned.
Tough game.
Jesus. Okay. He's intrigued. He's definitely intrigued.
She didn't win. And she's pissed about it.
Yes, it's the first time she
You'll
lost.
split the prize money. You'll be
Well-
co-champions. You will still get a trophy, albeit a smaller one.
It's not what matters to
Happens all
her.
the time. You can't finesse everything all the time.
She might even take more
Nobody
drugs because
can.
of it, because she wants to
You
see
don't know anything
everything.
about chess.
Girl, there's no need to be
I know what it
mean.
feels like to lose.
Yeah, I bet you do.
Fuck
Beth.
off. I had my doubts about the mother, but like, she doesn't deserve this.
The mom got her issues, but she's still there to encourage her and
She hasn't
betrayed.
betrayed my trust so far.
Why?
It's her only ally, her mom. Oh, these episodes, I thought they were long, but they fly by so fast. It's
Well, some
crazy.
of them. The first one was kind of a bit long, no?
It's introductory. Like
True.
we needed to learn who was who and all of that.
Yeah.
Good episode. Good. Episode.
Usually, I think that it's, well, even in that case, it is a good thing to sometimes lose, because then you can learn what you did wrong and improve yourself.
But when you don't
Because
lose,
if
you become like she was in that game.
You become
Overconfident.
and prideful, and you sometimes overlook stuff, you know?
Like when he approached her and talked about her game with Harry, right? That's his name, Harry?
Beltic?
Well, yeah, Beltic. There you go. When he approached her about that game, and he was like, "Oh, I mean, you could have won," and he tried to, show her, or at least tell her how it could have been done, make her realize, oh, if you had, be careful, protect this pawn or this piece, and gotta keep an eye on that. She completely turned him around. Like, she focused on that after, but her first response was to say, like, "You're crazy. Like, I was perfect. Like, my game had no flaws." That's the thing. She's so confident in her ability to win that she makes mistakes. And especially if you bait her into making mistakes. We talked about this in the last reaction we did for Hunter x Hunter, actually. How sometimes, emotions take over, and which is crazy because she doesn't show much emotions, but when she's playing, it's the only thing that she feels like she can control, and she's never lost. So it's her world. It totally belongs to her. So if you insult that, it's like you insult her, and she doesn't take critique at all.
I think also that there's the fact that, for example, when she told her mom that she tried to memorize and learn about her game and see if she had any weakness.
She couldn't find any.
She couldn't find any. But I think that the problem with Beth is she's living in her own mind, and she's not able to think outside of the box,
Well, she needed a hit of modesty. Like, she needed to learn what it was to lose. And maybe, that's the difference between her and that other guy. Benny, right? That's his name.
Benny, yeah.
Benny has had many draws, like 2 draws in that tournament he did in Vegas. And it doesn't destroy him or anything. He moves on because that's how you become great. You learn from your mistakes, and you accept that some people will be a challenge and you're not the best, or you might not be the best player. You accept your weaknesses as much as your strengths, and you learn from them both. That's how you grow. If she, doesn't learn from that, if she, is stuck in that mentality, I'm never going to get beaten, I'm better, well, then she'll become aggressive if someone dares try to pretend she's not perfect, and she'll do mistakes like she did here. Her mistake in that game was that it's like she did not take him seriously. She went in wanting to put him back in his place, and when she did, she fell right into his trap. He basically pretended to follow her bait, and that was it.
The only thing I think that is kind of good for her is she decided to accept the draw and not continue to play until she lose the game, because if she did, she would have completely lost the game. But now at least there's like 50-50, so it's not
no, but I don't think it was a draw. I think he beat her. It's just that if they had a draw, she would have won the tournament because he already had 2 draws and she didn't. So she would have had the better.
She made a. Oh no! Never mind.
Like, I'm not sure how that tournament works, but from what I understood, she got beaten because if she had won or had made a draw with them, she would have won the tournament. And now they basically have the same number of wins and losses, basically. Her loss equals his draws. Okay. So that's why they split the money.
Okay, now it's more clear for me. Thank you. Okay, but yeah, I think that is gonna be good for her to
have a loss.
As good as could be for her to have a loss, because we know where she's gonna be in the future, so yeah.
It's needed because she would not have fared well against the Russian. Apparently, if they're that great, she would not have fared well with them if she had gone in thinking she was the best. You need humility, and you need to make mistakes in order to become better. So it's a good thing that and I thought it was gonna happen last episode, but this episode is just as good. And it was bound to happen eventually, because as you know, she goes more into this world, she meets masters, she meets people who have played for longer than she has, and some of them are just as genius as she is, like this kid. So hopefully she learns from that and moves on. I'm willing to wait for a rematch and for her to actually win.
But yeah, as I was saying, I think that the way that Benny is styling his clothes and the way that he's just styling every day, it's just, that shows like a real confidence. He doesn't really bother with what you think of himself, because it's not style in a conventional way, if you think about it.
He's different, but one thing I liked about him is that he mingles with the other players. You know, he talks to them, he learns about them, he learns about their style. It looks like he's always open to new strategies, and he talks about strategies, and he teaches strategies to other guys, because, you know, when you immerse yourself in the world and you meet people and you talk to them and you talk strategy and you just exchange information, you learn.
But I think that's the thing that Beth is not doing. Like I said, she doesn't think outside of the box. For her, the only good way to play is her own style of playing chess. But for example, for Benny, I think for what you said, when he's mingled with a chess player, he learned how to play chess and see how different people play the game, so he can adapt more easily.
And who's to say never lost, you know? Like, I think the difference between the two is that he's got experience and she doesn't. She's good, she's a genius, and with experience she could beat him, but she's too naive and she's too young still.
We're gonna go really fast with what happened with the tones and the hotel room.
Well, that
brings
it fits with the naivete. Like, my fear with this has always been, you know, because it's a fear I had when she got to the room with him. We said from the beginning of this show that there's like two sides of her personality that she wants to explore: the chess side and the love side. She is a young woman. She has, you know, she has emotions and she has urges and she feels attraction, and we know that she wants to explore this, but it's not as easy for her maybe as other girls, because she's so different. She doesn't connect with her generation. She doesn't listen. Like, she's so, you said she looked more mature than others. It's a product of its time for sure, but she is more mature than her generation. She doesn't listen, like, she doesn't care about the music they listen to or anything. Like, she was already stealing some alcohol and going back to playing chess. She doesn't care about what they care about as much as she probably should as a teenager. Yeah. Although it's not bad that she doesn't feel any interest in it, because I certainly didn't when I was a kid. You know, I didn't give a shit about what was in fashion. But then for her, it seems to be alienating her from her peers, the people of the same age. So when it comes to boys, unless it's a chess player who, you know, I already thinks she's pretty cool because of how she plays, it's hard for her maybe to make connections. So then in comes that guy who she was attracted to last episode. Turns out that there's a good possibility he's gay.
Or maybe both. He was willing to kiss her, I mean.
But my fear with the whole thing was that someone was going to take advantage of her naivete and her lack of experience in that field.
Someone might. We don't know about that yet.
Yeah, well, we definitely know she's gonna have some boys in her life, because it started with a boy naked in her bed. So she was in the tub, but the guy was still in her bed, so it's gonna happen eventually. I just hope no one takes advantage of the fact that she's a bit naive when it comes to boys and intentions and people. You know, we talked about the fact that maybe her connection with emotions is different, and it's not as easy for her to express them. Doesn't mean that she doesn't feel them. She just doesn't, you know, show them as easily. But when it comes to chess, it's so easy to manipulate her, though. Like, you saw it in the bedroom, like, it got awkward for a sec, and then, want to play chess? Yeah, sure. Like, moving on.
Well, when you're in an awkward situation, any excuse is gonna be good to just get the hell out of it.
But it makes sense with what she said too. How, you know, chess is the only thing that she feels like she can control. It's a little world that she can plunge in, and forget herself into. You know, she can control and know exactly what's about to happen. Whereas compared to the real world, like she was, you know, with the guy in his room, it got out of control and she didn't know how to react. So when he proposed chess, she jumped on that occasion. Or if you think about how it was with her mom or at the orphanage, she was never in control.
Yeah, speaking about that, what do you think about the theory that maybe she can see her mother and father with the king and queen? Because maybe
she
it's
said
not, but do you think that maybe there is some truth behind that?
the way the woman said it, it sounded like, you know, if you have a nuclear family, you know, the typical family with a mom, a dad, 3 or 4 children, and, you know, the house and the job and stuff, you would automatically imagine that the king and the queen are the dad and the mom, because they do their typical roles. You know, one of them protects and the other, you know, takes care of business.
I think that might be a little bit far-fetched, but maybe in our mind, without knowing it, maybe the king is our mom, and the way that she's playing, she's protecting her mom.
No, but I don't think so. On the contrary, I don't think so. I don't think she associates anything to that, because her family is so different from the typical nuclear family that the chessboard would represent to others. That's why she was saying, like, they're pieces. Like, she didn't even give that thought. I think she sees that as things she can control.
She didn't give any thoughts about it, but maybe a subconscious. Like I said, it is far-fetched. But who is to say that maybe a part of her is trying to, like, for example, I said that the king is her mom that killed herself when she was a younger girl, when she was hopeless and she couldn't help her, you know, and by playing chess, she's protecting her mom, you know.
Why would that matter?
Like I said, it's far-fetched.
Yeah, I don't see that. I think for her, chess is just an escape from the reality that she has no control over me. I mean, when she was a younger girl, her mom was so, like, she was one thing 1 second and then another the other second. You know, she went out in the lake, she had no idea if she was going to abandon her, if she was going to ever come back, and then as soon as she sees her, whoop, she's happy again, because of course she did not die. But then the uncertainty is something she would have carried with her entire childhood, and then she got to the orphanage, cut off from any family. The drugs became a thing, chess became her escape, and then she met the mother, her new mother, who basically took care of her. We'll talk about her later, but, you know, the whole taking her hand at the end, it's clear that she doesn't want to be abandoned again. You know, even though she doesn't show it much, you know, she definitely feels she has abandonment issues, and she has relationship issues.
Yeah.
The ones that she get to keep in her life, she wants to keep close, and it's already really hard for her to make connections and to create bonds. So now that she has someone on her side, she needs to keep her close. Otherwise, she's going to end up alone again. So, which makes me scared for the sickness, which seems to be coming back a lot. I hope she doesn't die, but it seems like they're angling her towards that.
I think she might have a problem with the liver, maybe.
That's what I was thinking.
Alcohol.
Maybe cancer and stuff. I don't know. We'll see. Last episode she was sick too, but this episode they pointed to the sickness a lot, so I'm fearing that she
might not be there in the future.
Well, we didn't see her in the hotel room or anything, like.
Yeah.
Although, like, I'm guessing at one point you become major and, you know.
Yeah, maybe that.
It did scare me at the beginning with the money thing. I do understand, because, you know, you're the mother and your child is bringing in the dough, and it's the only source of income in your family.
Yeah.
You don't want to be living off of your daughter.
Yes, I can understand that, but, you know, there are parents who are managers to the child about their own career.
It's never a good idea to mix family and business. The thing is, she's not actually doing any business, which is why I wasn't sure about.
From what I understood that she was doing, she's finding chess tournament, she's doing the reservation for the hotel, the plane.
Yeah, she's doing this because Beth is not legally an adult.
Yeah, I know that, but she's the one who managed everything to go to the chess tournament.
Yeah, but then what's going to happen when she actually can do that herself? That's the thing.
Who knows?
I looked at the future, and I never enjoyed those red flags of what will happen if she starts asking for more, or what will happen if...
Okay, well, for now, it seems that Beth is okay with giving her 15% of the revenue. And if she keeps that 15%, or if both of them agree to the same amount, I think it's gonna be fine.
If it's fine for them both, okay. I saw red flags because it's, like I said, it's never a good idea to mix the two.
Because it could have been easy for the mom to just say, oh, you can keep like a few bucks of what you want, and I'm gonna keep the rest and just put it in a place for your future,
Definitely,
for the family.
which would have been.
She's not doing that. She's having a small wage of the revenue and Beth's keeping the rest. So that,
like I said,
for
though,
now,
that's
fine.
not what's causing the problem. What's sending red flags to me is the possibility that in the future she may ask for more, and for Beth, it seems to be the only way for her to keep her close. So I'm like, I did not enjoy the possibilities that it brought. Right now, there are no problems linked to what's going on and how they handle their money. It's their business, and if they're okay with it, okay, great for them. I just saw red flags when she asked for money, considering she's not doing any of the work, of the actual work.
Yeah. What did you think about the mom giving Beth alcohol in the plane or in the hotel room?
Well, just like with the money thing, it seems to be harmless because, like, who hasn't fucking drank a bit of alcohol before they were, major? Pretty much everyone.
I remember our own brother when he was 1 year old, which is not a good example.
That's not anything close to what happened. Like, she gave her one sip. She indulged her. But the thing is, the mom doesn't know that she already has problems with pills, and that, vices can be taught like that to your kid. Like, she doesn't see her alcoholism as a vice, so she didn't see a problem in that. But I think Beth uses the pills in order to escape and open her mind to more for her game. And then she saw how her mother escaped through alcohol, and she tried it and she enjoyed what it did. So basically she found another vice to escape in, and we know it's going to become a problem. I think it's already a problem because she's not major. Yeah. Like, she's not an adult yet, and still she can down like a fucking beer without reacting, So, and I'm really not for that, and even more so because we know it's going to become a problem because she's drinking and stuff in the future too. So yeah, did not like that. But I'm not blaming the mom because what she did for her was harmless. It's one sip at Christmas.
You know what? Going to hotel or different places for a tournament reminds me where we used to do a badminton tournament with the school. Not the same thing, but it's...
But we never went to a hotel for a badminton tournament.
No, I know, but just going to different places.
Or conventions?
Yeah, conventions too. But it is nice when you're in high school or younger, when you need to travel to do tournaments. Is it maybe chess or any sport or any like literature tournament? I don't know, or contest.
For her, it's definitely giving her a sense of power. Like, she gets to live in great
she
rooms.
enters a room and everybody turns to her. Yeah.
Oh, but she gets to live in, sleep in great luxurious rooms and wear great clothes, and people know her everywhere she goes and stuff. It's a huge change from being an orphan with clothes that don't belong to her and no identity and nothing to her name. So having the money and having the privilege to do these things would give her a sense of power and control over her own life, which chess also gives her, but the more the better, But it is fun to escape, to go to hotel rooms, like you said, and I do enjoy doing it too, especially since I worked in a hotel. So for me to be there as a customer,
the behind the scenes.
Well, yeah, but I tend to forget that though. I try to forget that when I go to a hotel. It's just being in a hotel room as a customer compared to being in a hotel room as a worker is very different. I can actually let go, so I do get that too. But yeah. We'll see. Now she needs to learn from her mistake and prepare to have a rematch, perhaps, and go against that Russian guy that she mentioned.
She needs first to beat Benny.
Well, that would be nice. Yes. Because I think the Russian would be, like, next level.
Well, they said that Benny was the best
American.
best American chess player.
Yeah.
So yeah, she needs to beat him first, and now
And
after
we know she makes it to Europe. She's in Paris in the beginning, so
Elle est à Paris.
depending on who she's playing though, because it looks like an event for this match. So I don't know, but we'll see. Anyway, it was a good episode, and hopefully the next one is just as good. Thank you guys so much for watching it with us. If you want to see episode 4 already, it's on Patreon, so check it out. The link is in the description. Jesus Christ, I can speak.
And if you don't, wait for the next one to be out on YouTube, which will be next week, guys. So see you then.
Bye!